Gentlemen.
Hey guys, what's going on? Nerdy Gentleman here, and trying to get everything set up as best as possible on here. So many things to do and to say, but you can't do them unfortunately until you actually kind of get into the game. And I want to see. Da da da. Slow start. Don't be too mad. Don't be too sad. Johnny Canuck, what's up, buddy? Can I show my screen? Can I see my screen? All right, good to go on there. Everything is connected. Hey there, mama. All right, so I should be able to close this one down. Question mark? Question mark? So we are doing we are using Restream to go through and stream everything. I'm doing well, mama. Well, I had to do a restart. I wanted to stream start at about 5 o'clock. So I was trying to go through and get everything set up, but needed to restart the computer. Um, and then was trying to get stuff set up for it. All right, mama. The music's not too loud, right? It's just kind of in the background. It's a great big verse, but I'm always flying solo. So Panda will be joining us shortly. He did just go to make some tea or some coffee or something. Probably tea. Oh, wait, what? So when Panda gets back in, we'll go through and he'll hop online. I'll send him a friend invite. We'll get into the verse. But apparently I got to do character customization first. I'm not sure what we're going to be getting into tonight, Alberto. I know one thing we were wanting to try to do is just go through and do some of the investigation missions, just little Loki stuff, since they're going to be doing the wipe soon. So here. That'll work. What's going on, clone? Maybe we'll be able to do something. There we go. Wait. Did it not save the character? Am I going to be able to actually do anything? Sound bitch. All right, let's try restarting the game. Scow, what's up, buddy? We're actually dual streaming this right now between Twitch, so twitch.tv/the nerdy gentleman, and here on YouTube. I was messing around with it the other day using Restream, and I was like, all right, cool, let's make this happen. It is going at a pretty low rate, though. There we go. Okay. Sasha, what's going on, bud? Actually, never played Splatoon. Always saw it, thought it looked cool, but never played it. I was just having a problem. I had to go through and relog into Star Citizen. It was not processing properly. So I had to redo character customization, but then I couldn't get in. John, display info 2. John, display info 1. Played Splatoon for 13 hours on Sunday until I realized that I should eat something. Yeah, that sounds about right. As the audio level's good, the mic, obviously there's no game sound yet, but the background music sound and stuff like that coming through all right. I do have some voice attack commands that I need to still go through and get set up. I was talking about that on Sunday. That I want to go through and get John Doe set up as a character inside of voice attack. Thank you, Sasha, for the verification. Trying to see if I can go through and bump up the bandwidth that's going on here. So right now we're just trying to get into the game. Yeah.
Hello.
What's up, buddy?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So we are here in the stream. Erasing my data. Sounds about right. We do have the stream up. We are on the YouTube side. We have 10 people in here. On the Twitch side, we have one person in here, but I'm also getting an error saying like, "Hey, it's dropping low. Like the stream health is dropping low." Just trying to see what the intake is at, the bandwidth. I'm sorry, I should say we have 3 concurrent viewers is what it's saying, but we've had 10 views, so that's what it should be showing. Well, right now I'm just getting a loading screen. It gave me a weird, whenever I first logged in, I had to do, like, create a character. Ever played Elite Dangerous? Why, yes. I actually used to do an Elite Dangerous trade report on my Dreamweaver 23 channel. I've done parodies for the musical parodies. If you Spotify search Big Shipments, BIGSHIPMENTS, and I think it's actually available on YouTube as well. It's a parody that I did for that game. But yeah, we played that for quite a while. And then we just stopped.
No, we didn't just stop. There was a large lull in content after Engineers and before Space Legs, and we just never fell in love after Space. Space legs.
What's going on, Shag? This is the PU, if we can ever freaking get in. I might have to Alt F4 because it's been sitting there on that loading for probably about 5-6 minutes now.
Yeah, I was telling Dream about the EDDB going down, and the guy trying to sell it. I was telling him about that last week.
Yeah, my Elite Dangerous Trade report was based all off of information that was scoured off of EDDB.io. I would take...
Gosh, remember how long those used to take to make?
It was like 3 or 4 hours to go through and make it and put it up, and I would never actually get to play the game, so I just stopped doing them.
Well, and they were only good for what, like another 20 hours after that? It wasn't
Pretty
even a full
much.
day by the time you put it out.
He didn't end up selling it? Well, yet. Alright, let me try going through and doing the character customization, just changing something on my person. Eyes. Accept. Are you in game
No, I believe I have an infinite loading bar as well.
to get into the menu?
No, to get into a server.
Oh, well, you're showing up as offline to me. That's why I'm asking.
Nah, damn, I'm here. I don't know why we're doing that. You show us offline to me. Make that make sense.
I can't make it make sense. So I know a lot of people are going through and talking about 3.18.1 and 3.18.2 and how it's, wipes each time and this and that. And there's been a lot of, frustration with that in the community, which I absolutely get and understand, right? Especially for folks that just have, like, a starter ship, and that's all they have. They don't have anything to really go through and earn money and everything like that. He has a letter explaining Obsidian Ant did a YouTube vid all about it. Oh, nice. Hey guys, Obsidian Ant here.
I miss that voice. That's for sure.
So yeah, a lot of people have been commenting on the different video that I put up and stuff like that about their frustrations with 3.18.1 with a wipe and then 3.18.2 with a wipe, and like I get it, it's very frustrating, but also in that same sense, I guess the reason why I'm not really that upset about it, and I'm not sure if Panda, I don't think you're super upset about it, is that one, we've been in this for a hot minute, right? So we understand, like, hey, it's gonna happen.
Literally coming up on a decade now, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah. So
no, I don't particularly care, and I think if you're frustrated with a wipe, play a non-alpha game. Fuck over yourself. Sorry for the rudeness, but that's why we're here.
Yeah.
I mean, like, is it upsetting that I don't get to keep my stuff? But sure.
Yeah, glad you got a refund if that's what you want to do, Sasha. Oh. I don't know. I'm stoked. I'm looking forward to. Honestly, I'm just looking forward to 3.19. That's the big one for me.
Bro, I remember 2.4 sitting here going like, "Oh my god, I cannot wait for 2.6, dude. 2.6 is gonna be the shit." I just remember I was like, that's the conversation always. Yeah, I come from Tarkov. I come from other games that wipe constantly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's not a big deal. It's not a big. If they have to do it, they have to do it. Now, I'm gonna let you know, if this was a released game, a wipe is unacceptable. Like, never. Not one is acceptable. So it's not
Agreed.
that,
Yeah, like
my
if we were at a
mind
point
can't
of
be swayed.
like released full set, 1.0. No, I agree with that. The only acceptable version of that is like with seasons, like with Diablo and like the different versions of games that have seasons, to where like, but even with that one, like say Diablo 3 or Diablo 2, like you have a permanent one that's always in there, but then you have a season character that you can go through and play through for the seasons. and that one makes sense. Like, but they also don't do any mid-season releases. It's releases, updates, patches, and everything like that happen at the end of the season before the next season starts. So you have like a 1 week window where you're like, all right, cool, nothing happening, and the next season starts on this date. And during that time frame, that's whenever they're going through and putting the patches through and putting the updates, stuff like that in there.
Exactly. That's perfect.
And so, and that's completely, but in that same sense, those are full released games, not out in, you know, betas and alphas and stuff like that. Your restream is hiding messages for what reason? Is it hiding messages?
I guess, like, did you not understand kind of, Sasha, did you not understand kind of like what you were signing up for? And then when you saw what it was, you kind of got disappointed or maybe even afraid. Not like, I'm not saying, you know, I'm not saying you're scared, but like you were like, oh, okay, you know, you realize the depth of what we're in kind of here. And is that why you sold? Or, you know, I'm as someone who has put literally thousands of dollars into this game over a decade and has never backed out through all the ups and downs, I'm wondering what would drive someone to back out. Especially if you had a second purchase. You know what I mean? That's not tipping your toes in the water. So.
No. How's it going, Alex?
What's your reasoning?
For sure, the game, I spent much time without any progress, did not make it fun anymore. Gosh, you didn't have fun anymore. Playing with friends was not really possible.
Okay, those are all, you know, absolutely solid points.
And it's something that I would say that, and this is an assumption on my side, but I mean, it's getting us a refund at this point in time is in no way indicative of, like, in the future, not buying back into the game at, you know, at a later release or something like that. So
no, I absolutely believe that, especially if Sasha's here watching the stream, right? He will be back.
Yeah, well, that, and he also makes some really great music on his YouTube page based around Star Citizen. So,
wow, look at that! Look at that! Right, he's gonna just come back when the game's acceptable to him, which is totally exactly what I'd expect. Because I feel like if he was the type of person, now we're gonna go to a hypothetical person, but if he was this hypothetical person that didn't know what they were getting into, bought their pack, saw the breadth of the situation, and then got the fuck out, right? Like, that is a different person. That person's probably not coming back. That person, and again, I'm gonna use the word scared or afraid here, but I don't mean in like the terror sense. You know what I mean? I mean in the, they looked into the abyss and said, "Oh, okay, I don't want to be part of that," and then, you know,
right. And don't get me wrong, like, and that's one thing too, is like, I'd never knock people for going through and being like, bro, I'm going to take like a year off from just the Star Citizen environment. Fuck, we've done that. You know, we've gone through those time frames to where it's just like not even checking back in on it for 8 or 9 months to a year because it was just in a bad spot to where there wasn't a lot of stuff that was happening. Because both Panda and I, and I'm going to probably assume Scourgio as well, are in that spot to where we've been in with it, you know, coming up on a decade for me and Panda. We've gone through this cycle of, like, you know, for the first fucking 2-3 years, there was not even anything to play. And then when there was, they've been doing so much work on the back end of it, you just didn't have anything for it. I'm going to try switching over to a EU server and see if that does anything.
Okay, I cannot get in either. I'm in the same loop as you currently.
They do. Well, I guess
Wait, are you talking?
What would you say on the
comment?
marketing? Yeah, I would say, like, what are you thinking that they need to change about their marketing strategy or ploy?
because controversially, I would argue that they shouldn't be marketing this. Don't market this. This is garbage. I don't want anyone knowing about this. I understand they have to market it. We have to make money, but
Yeah.
they need to market the end product, and they need to market.
And
the
yeah,
shit
I
out
would definitely go through and I would definitely agree with that in the sense that they shouldn't be going through and putting advertisements up for, come play, blah 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 blah. Like now,
This is the underbelly.
Star Citizen right now, in my opinion, is best served as a word of mouth. As a let me tell you about it. Let me tell you about the cool stuff about it. Let me tell you about all the shit that's going on right now. Let me tell you about the headaches. Let me warn you ahead of time. Like, you really shouldn't buy into this, but I'm going to show it to you because I actually want you to buy into it. But, let me explain everything.
How do you make tight conceptual marketing for that? You really can't. You really can't. Tarkov is not a release game. Tarkov is a beta, just on that one point. And they do have more regular wipes. It's about 2 a year, so 1 every 6 months, with a little give or take, depending on whether Nikita's feeling funny or not. So it is more regular, and that feels better. Once a month, this is bad, but I think my argument is more that these 2 wipes back to back are what you should expect. That should be the normal for our current situation. It should never be the normal when Star Citizen isn't in an alpha or the state it's in, but for now, you should expect wipes constantly.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm more surprised that we had time frames to where it was like 18 months between wipes pretty consistently.
That was insane.
Because I was like, there was so much shit that was gone. There was stuff where people would literally have billions of credits over the course of like a month because they were, taking advantage of little hacks or cheats, loops, game loops where you can go through and like junk the session. And so, like, for me, it was more of a surprise because in my head, it's one of those things that I am of that mind frame that wipes, especially during this early phase of development, are not only necessary but also intriguing because we don't have that much gameplay loops to go through. So in that same sense, like, my argument would be that wipes actually make the game to where there's a lot more stuff available because you're clearing out all the other stuff, you're putting in patches, and that's when a wipe happens. It doesn't happen just because they're like, oh, today's Tuesday, wipe. It's usually because they're introducing new stuff or they're fixing things, getting it corrected. Yeah. So I would say that wipes are more indicative of like, hey, things are moving forward. And there might be another wipe right after that because they're like, cool, we did that. It had adverse effects that, we were not expecting it to have or wanting it to have. New patch, get it through, wipe. Let's start from fresh. Is everything good? Is it staying good? And we should be having those right now. Later on down the line, whenever it is full release, and kind of like what we were saying earlier, whenever it is a full release, I don't expect wipes. I would never expect wipes. And the main part of that is because full release for this one, at that time frame of release, we will have multiple, if not the full amount of star systems in the game. We will have lots of different gameplay loops between hacking, data retrieval and data missions, mining, salvaging, refining, exploration, science gameplay, plotting, building, bases and stuff like that, getting stuff set up together. Like, there will be much more to do, so there's no reason to wipe at that point in time because you're not going through and having, hey, we got 2 game loops and shit's not working. We need to get this fixed. All right, let me go back to reading.
Now, Sasha he's talking here about people with new ships, beginner ships, and people that only play 1 to 2 times a week. And this is the most elitist thing you're ever going to hear Panda say. I guess knock on wood, because I don't know. If you only have enough time to play for a couple hours, a couple days a week, so we're talking like 2 hours a play session, 2 days a week. That's 4 hours of play total. You maybe don't want to play Star Citizen. It's just, and I don't mean it from I'm not gatekeeping. I'm not saying you can't play Star Citizen, but being a casual and not putting money into this game is extremely difficult. It's extremely difficult.
It is.
And if you're gonna have fun, and if your goal is to go have fun, and if your goal is to go play with your friends in a game that doesn't wipe and there's content, then yeah, you gotta find something else. You're gonna have to find something else because this ain't it. That's not. It's not. And again, more elitist Panda. I feel a little gross saying this. I don't know if someone who's that casual, if you only have 4 hours to play a week, is Star Citizen ever for you? Like, and again, I'm not saying you can't play. I'm not saying, you know, I'm not gatekeeping. Everyone, you know, it counts to everyone.
I will
But
add on to your spot for that particular point, in the sense that even when we're not dealing with bugs, even when we're like the other day, we had a really good session where we actually got in, we were able to go through and connect, play, do everything like that. The only thing we ran into was the whole, like, the same thing we're having right now, where we were both offline. We got that figured out, got in. Just getting your ship set up, getting, okay, what are we going to do? We're going to do this, boom, 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 boom. Let's go through and meet up, go through and collect each other, da 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 da, and get to a place where we can go through and start doing anything. It took like 45 minutes for us to do. Like, if you only have a couple hours, like, you might spend 45 minutes to an hour just getting your shit together and getting a meeting up with a friend. And that's not to go through and say that that part isn't fun or part of the interest. But if you're like actually wanting to get stuff done, as opposed to just casually playing as a casual, which are two different things, casually playing to where you're like, I just want to fly around and shoot some stuff, maybe, like, versus I have an agenda, we need to get this done today. That makes it rough. Like, and I'm in the same boat, right? So
it's always going to be
the
tough.
only nights that I stream generally are Tuesdays and Sundays, because those are generally the only nights that I can even link up with Panda, and get some playing done. Like, outside of that, I'm trying to go through and get stuff taken up around the house. I'm trying to go through and work on the other side of the basement, and got a family. You know, like, there is a lot of life to go. Not to mention, you know, a full-time job. So yeah, it's definitely one of those things to where I absolutely understand both sides of the argument, and I don't want it to come across as Panda was saying, it's not a gatekeeping tactic. It's not like, well, then you should just play another game. Like, it's not
never say no one can play it. I would never.
It's not a dick way of gatekeeping, and it, even though it's using some of the same words as a gatekeeper would say, it's actually not. It's more of a, like, hey, maybe look at something else in a positive way of trying to go through and reinforce that kind of saying, like, you know, there's a lot into this, and right now there's more frustration. And we have had stable builds in the past where we didn't have nearly as many bugs, but also there was just a lot less in the game. And so that's one thing that a lot of people don't take into consideration, is that, well, yeah, when we first got 3.16 or 3.14, you know, those were really stable patches, da 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 da. Well, cool. That was in the past. They've introduced a lot of stuff since then that all fucks up. It's all fighting to fuck up the game first.
Persistence entity streaming is enabled in the game. Okay, like, that's insane. Insane. Of course it was going to come with bugs. Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Sasha, for me as a casual player, actually, I prefer watching videos like yours, so I don't get frustrated. And honestly, one of the reasons why I make the videos like I make them is because there's no time limit on there, right? They're not timed. And I take that, you know, with a little bit of a grain of salt, because I did, like, put up the 3.18.1 and 3.18.2 video, just going over the information that was getting out there, because some of that stuff does need to get out. And I just happen to be, like, the first motherfucker that actually talked about it for whatever reason. But most of the stuff with, like, the John Doe things where he's like, hey guys, I'm just, you know, this is what I do. Like, those things, I make those for fun, and that NPC stuff, because regardless of what happens in the future, at this point in time and for the foreseeable future, that's something to where, like, cool. That's not talking about anything. That's not talking about, quote unquote, the politics of the game. That's not talking about anything that's going on in the verse. That's literally just John Doe going out and salvaging and being goofy. And I think that's fun. And I think that doing things like the inverse news, to where they're topical points about the what's happening on the, you know, in the real world with the Star Citizen gaming community, and with RSI or CIG, and relating those to in world or inverse points of views, I think is silly and funny, and it can still be viewable in a year or 2 years from now, if people just kind of, like, moved into it.
Next time you go to the menus,
yes,
let me unfriend me and add me as friend. I currently have 0 friends, which is weird. I have like 4 or 5 that are like, they're just like, I have just none in offline, none online, none. 0.
Alex had a really good point earlier when he said, I'm just installing the 3.18.2 like on the EPT one. I'm like, is that going to be more stable than us trying to?
It very well may be stable.
I'm still loading, like.
Yeah. No, and I've just bounced in this loop for a while.
I also had this problem with friends list on Star Citizen. Reloading the game helped. And thank you, Scourge. That is, I don't think I've ever been in the same sentence as Voidyvids. Voidyvids is hilarious. I do love some Voidyvids videos. Do you ever watch Voidyvids, Panda?
You may be disappointed, but no, I can't say I have. I will.
My disappointment knows no bounds. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't know about him until a couple months ago, so. My YouTube views is really confusing. But yes, to answer your question, Sawtooth, yes, this is my new username, the Nerdy Gentleman. I still have my Dreamweaver 23 channel. Obviously, I'm not going to go through and get rid of that. But the Nerdy Gentleman is my new channel that I've created on YouTube for specifically for like space game content. Honestly, not even space game content, just kind of nerdy game content. I actually really would like to do some Diablo 4 on this channel because my Dreamweaver 23 channel has so many videos about so many different variety of subjects that it's hard to go through and narrow that down. And so most people, whenever they see that, and it's the Nerdy Gentleman is a lot easier to remember than Dreamweaver 23. And everybody's like, wait, was it Weaver? What was the number again? So yeah.
All right, don't go anywhere yet, Dream. Don't do it. It's ADM underscore, right?
What? ADM underscore Dreamweaver.
All right, I sent you a new friend request. It says added, but it still says you're offline.
Well, and I didn't unadd you.
Do you want to try that?
Yeah, let me remove you from friends, and then you remove me again from friends.
Yep.
And then add me again. Honestly, you can still call me Dream. So many times I catch myself, hey guys, welcome back, Dream. Nerdy Gentleman here. Call me Dream, call me Nerdy, call me either. Still says you're offline, yeah.
Completely broken.
Nerdy Dream works as well. Well, that's the hard part too, because like, you know, the crazy thing, right? I've been Dreamweaver 23 or Dream for 14 years. Technically, my Dreamweaver 23 account, my YouTube account, Dreamweaver 23, was established in 2006. So it's been a hot minute. But Delta 23 and Top 5 and Y and Mr. Acoustic D and the Nerdy Gentleman, like these are all different other aliases that I've created for YouTube in the past. And like even the Nerdy Gentleman, I think I made the Nerdy Gentleman in 2017 or 2018. Hawks is a beast. Hawks is just one of those wonderful guys that goes through and just really loves to go through and see other people do really well. I'm not alone, but instead it's like a dream. I believe it, Scourjo. The 30 FPS server bunkers. I've seen that so much because they put in so many fixes to make it to where they could go through and compensate for like the 3 to 4 FPS servers. That whenever it does actually hit 30 FPS on the server FPS, the AI is deadly. They are like wall hacking motherfuckers. Sea of Thieves is fun in spurts. So I'd put it almost the same as
Me and Miss
Star
Panda have
Citizen.
been playing. We played Sea of Thieves way back in the way back, but for the past 2 weeks, me and Miss P have been playing Sea of Thieves again, and it's really fun, dude. I'm having a blast over there. Little puzzles, little mini games. There's more stories, like just more physical, tall tale stories to play. So,
Right.
just, if you know the combat's better, things are better, man. Things are better. The sea, like there's more people. There's more people, which it leads to plenty of more interesting interactions. Like they allow more people in the servers.
Oh,
There's no
gotcha.
more arena, so anyone that's doing any sort of pirating is absolutely pirating in the system. But it just means you have to fight pirates. Like you just have to, and it's not hard. It can be fun. So
Yeah.
Yeah, Sea of Thieves is fun, man. I've been really enjoying it with Miss P.
So we used to do Sea of Thieves pretty regularly for our quarantine game night, which we do every Saturday. We would do. Oh wait, there's opt-in PvP in Sea of Thieves. What? So we used to do Sea of Thieves. So we would generally, it was always Rocket League, but then we would also play like Sea of Thieves, or we would try out some different games because we all had the Xbox Game Pass or the Microsoft Game Pass.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we haven't we fell off Sea of Thieves and Valheim and a lot of different games. I'm pretty sure it means just like you have to go through and say, yes, I want to engage in PvP.
Yes, that's exactly what it means.
I want more than just this stupid fucking screen.
Same exact screen. I've changed characters. I've changed servers. I've done the same steps you have. No luck.
Well, my only backup to this was to go through and look at some of the latest videos put out by some of the big guys, but I also don't want to just be a React channel because that's what seems like most of the Star Citizen YouTube community is they're either putting out verbatim what the developers are saying daily, even if nothing new has come out, they're just kind of like rewording the same information, or they're reacting to videos of it, and I'm like, that's the bulk of them out there, and I don't want to be that. I want to either be playing the game or making up stupid inverse stuff, like trying to keep stuff in lore.
Well, I'm down for whatever, but I don't know if Star Citizen is going to be possible. One thing I've noticed is that we have not been 40k and 60k and whatever. We've not been kicked.
Yeah, I was kind of waiting for that too. Like, I haven't gotten any of the error codes saying, hey, you've been in there forever. Well, and we've both switched from the US to the EU. I haven't done any of the other ones yet because I've been just trying.
No, I bounced from EU to America, and then from America to Asia, and none were successful.
Well, and Sasha's saying that on Twitch, all of the streamers are on the PTU servers.
That may be why. I just don't have access to the PTU anymore. Ever since I stopped being a subscriber.
It's kind of what I was thinking, Scourgia.
I mean,
just read this as if it was lyrics. My heart pumps adrenaline, my victory secure. All right, let's see what we can do. Jason, what's up, bud? Well, the UEE still controls the rights to the system overall. Geeson, I have been away for a while, and I do apologize. From the Twitch side, I've actually been on YouTube a lot, but I can't play the blues very much. I'm pretty sure when I finish this, it'll be like, also, this music that was being played matches copyright. And they're like, son of a bitch. Long way from home. There's a lot of chords in that song. I don't remember all of them. Pick, where are you? Oh, Pick. There is a Pick. I've got pictures to prove I was there, but you don't care. Here's me. Taking a break from Star Citizen until 3.18.2 is live. Play COD Season 3. 29 hours.
I have been liking the Call of Duty DMZ. I've been really liking the DMZ game mode. It's free to play too, which is
Oh, I just got an error code finally. 3018.
timeout won't connect to the server. Yeah, so their servers aren't even.
It's your internet. Yeah, that's what they would say, right? Oh, it's your internet. Okay. Okay. Now that we've gotten an error code, will it let me in? I'm going to give it like 2 minutes and then I'm just going to say, screw it. I kind of like that little sound. Yeah, it's not just you, buddy. I had some stuttering, so I actually got excited. At first, it was like stuttering back and forth. I was like, "Oh, maybe, maybe," but then nothing. How's the spectrum looking? Have you looked at the
I
spectrum?
have not checked, but I will do so. I am currently not loading. I was just gonna wait for you to load in and then see if I could join or invite or some situation of the other.
I mean, worst comes to worst, we actually just have people in here just chatting and talking, which is nice as well. Talking about a game that we enjoy.
Maybe difficult. People around, but we'll see.
True, you're not wrong in that.
That's right. I just called everybody out in chat, and I'm not the streamer, so what are you doing? Nothing.
Like, what'd you do on that stream? Waited to try to load in and messed around with the guitar. It was a good one.
Yeah, Spectrum's a bit rampant. I don't think it's...
Won't be able to monetize, which I don't anyways, but how about this? Another loading screen, the 4th time in a row. A 30K error, I can't just... don't know where to go. Some say the PTU's the best chance you have to play. I don't agree, I'm gonna stay here anyway. 100 messages with Restream today. But in the end, it's right. Star Citizen won't be finished in my life.
There are several people in here talking about servers being banned. I don't think anyone's getting in. If you're interested in playing, your best bet must be the PTU. Must be.
It makes me sad, Scourgio. Come on, I thought another loading screen the fourth time in a row was pretty clever. Oh wait, were you able to hear that at all, Panda? I know I have the block on, so I know it blocks out a lot of stuff.
We're gonna check the concierge chat. Generally more so.
Yeah, I don't think this one's gonna work. So let us peruse.
Oh, I've got a link here. The current status is that the servers are on fire.
Ooh.
Here, let me.
I wonder if that actually updated in. It did not.
No, I'm gonna put it in the Star Citizen Updates chat channel because it's a Star Citizen update. I gotta use the new channel.
Well, and that one is loading in by a bot, and I've been trying to get it to where it updates.
Wow, there's a manual insertion.
No, Scourgio, I have not. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a lesson, but a lesson. No, it's not a question, but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable. That's right.
It's actually broke, guys. It's actually broke, and we have a letter saying it's broke. Well, we have an internet page saying it's broke.
I hope you have the time of your life. Yeah, 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 yeah. I hated that song only for the fact that so I finished high school like right as that song, a year after that song came out, or no, 2 years before. So every graduation from the day that song came out was like from then onward into time. I don't know what they are nowadays, but "Time of Your Life" was played for a solid decade at every single graduation everywhere.
My graduation song was chosen by the seniors, and it was "Welcome to the Jungle." That was our graduations.
Way better graduation song. Way better. Fits with this purpose. It's all good. Like, perfect. Great. That works out. My guys were all like soft. They're like, nah, it's a turning point. A fork stick in the road. I'm like, shut up. You're just singing the lyrics of the song. But time grabs you by the wrist. It directs you where to go. I'm like, shut up. I don't care. So made the best of this test and don't ask why. How many amateur vid compilations had that song? Whenever I was graduating, there were no amateur vid compilations. You wanted amateur vid compilation? You watched America's Funniest Home Videos with Bob Saget.
When did that other guy take over?
Who's the other guy?
The Gosh, I can see his face, but I can't remember his name. Here, I'll do some research real quick.
Uncle Joey?
No. The guy that Tom Bergeron.
I don't know who that is. Okay, so you got me by a little bit, Scourgio.
Tom Bergeron has been in the host of America's Funniest Home Videos since 1998.
I don't even know what his face looks like. Post a link.
Yeah.
Scourgio calling me out, be like, nah, bro, I'm old. I appreciate you, bud. So it's broke.
Yeah, it's broke. It's just broke.
I really don't want to go through and download another 120 gigs.
Totally fair. And I couldn't even join you. You'd be solo.
Why? Why wouldn't you be able to join?
Because I don't have access to the PTU.
How? Everybody does. If you're concierge, you have access to the PTU.
I thought I lost it when I stopped being a subscriber.
You're concierge. You have access to the PTU.
I didn't think so. I thought I lost it when I stopped being a subscriber.
I never was a subscriber. I hit concierge. They said, also, you have access to the first wave PTU. We don't get access to Evocati, but first wave. As soon as it hits first wave PTU, we have access.
Oh my god.
You might still have to go through.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no, I could totally do it. I don't want to download 120 gigs. Second problem. But I do have access to it, which is good.
So, my apologies. The ePTU is 3.18.2. The PTU is 3.18.1. And fuck it. Let's install 3.18.2. Put it on my D drive. I got like a terabyte in there, so.
It's not a space issue. It's 120 gigabytes will take me the better part of 2 or 3 hours to download.
Really?
Yeah, I only get like 11 down, brother.
I don't know how big it is because mine just said like I have 12 gigs left. I don't know if it's like a multi-part patch.
When Star Citizen was down for me during that 4 days that I was getting the 4,000 series errors.
Yeah.
40,000 series errors. I did a complete clear and reinstall, and it does this one, and then it does 80 gigs on top of this one.
That makes sense.
I literally just did it. What was that, 2 weeks ago? Was that 2 weeks ago I couldn't get in? It was 2.
Got an idea for a background.
This week,
background video.
I'm currently watching ads for you.
Yeah, I have gig internet. Like my background video.
Arena Commander works.
I saw Board and Zen were in Arena Commander together the other day. Like in the same Arena Commander session. And I was like, wait, you can do multiplayer in Arena Commander? Which I guess makes sense. They do have like the multiplayer maps or whatever in there, but
Yeah. You can do races together and everything too. I thought you learned that when you were hanging out with your super cool street racer crew.
no, we did all that live.
You did all that in live? I thought that was all dead.
No, yeah, it was all live. Scarjo, appreciate you, bud, for showing up and chatting with us and everything like that. Sorry we couldn't do more. Not our fault. Yeah. But appreciate you, bud. You have a good night. See you next time. I'll be streaming again on Sunday.
We could do Vandal Swarm together and stuff too, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure. Could be wrong.
Well, apparently I'm already downloading this, and so it's got to go through its cycle.
No. I was just. Yeah, no, of course. Star Marine also works.
I've only popped into Star Marine like a couple times.
It's an FPS shooter. If anybody's on. The hard problem with Star Marine is you end up with extremely long queue times. 20 minutes, 25 minutes waiting for a lobby.
Gotcha.
And then it'll be like a 5v5 for like 2.5 minutes, and then there's a little bit of waiting. So on and so forth. Look at that pretty vulture artwork.
Yeah. I'm excited for the 3.19, the Loreville new city layout. Like, or not layout, but like the revamp of the city. The cityscape.
Has it been confirmed for 3.1 now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I posted a link the other day, and
I never go to the board anymore.
well, actually, it wasn't even a link. It was just a screenshot of the release view. It's from 4.5. If you scroll up in the Star Citizen Trade Report.
Yeah.
Tractor Beam, new player experience, new missions, Loreville Cityscape. Those are all confirmed in the release view.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. New player experience.
Yeah, that's the hand holding they want to do for the first like 30 minutes to an hour for getting players to where they can understand what the hell's going on and stuff like that, kind of starting them off.
Mission will create PvP encounters where players will need to fight to control over terminals for a chance at big credit payouts. That's gnarly. Nice. Very nice. Okay.
So yeah, that's the stuff that's confirmed right now for 3.19.
It's dead.
What is?
That dude on the couch in the artwork they just showed, that was totally a murder scene. We were just... The art on the stream from the video was totally of a detective looking over a murder scene, and the dude on the couch was dead. It's weird. All right, who's ready for 3.2? That's the real question.
I guess for me, it all depends on what they're going to be doing in 3.2. Right now, we haven't heard anything beyond 3.19. So
yeah, I was kind of joking. Do you remember when they used to try and broadcast? Well, not even used to. It was only like a couple of years ago they stopped. But when they did broadcast,
the
5
roadmap,
years,
like,
10 years, yeah, and it was absolutely useless.
Yeah.
Just someone literally full of copium.
Well, hell, man, if I would have known that was going to do all this tonight, I would have said, earlier, like, hey, start downloading 3.18.2 on the EPTU or whatever.
You know what I
mean?
Yeah, of course, if we knew. I really like, I only get like 11 to 17 megabits down. It took me several hours to do it.
Well, it's the only thing right now for me is the base pack, like it was downloading at like 10 to 15 megabits per second, and I'm like, all right, cool, it's cranking, and then like the last 333 megabytes is going through, and it's like barely at a megabyte per second. I'm like, all right, cool, you had all that bandwidth on the big stuff, but on this last little part of the patch, it's like, no, slow down. Or, sorry, megabytes, not megabits. Takes so long. Well, this is just the base pack. It's going to have to download the other thing after this.
Yeah.
For those of everybody in the stream, I really appreciate you guys hanging out and everything like that. But honestly, I don't think that we're going to be able to go through and get any playing done tonight because unexpected. I mean, literally, I was on here last night playing, just messing around with stuff.
And today I mean, the servers aren't even up. The servers just aren't even up.
Yeah.
It wasn't our fault.
So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the stream from here, guys, and go grab a bite to eat, and then probably come back down and chill with Panda, play a bit, chat a bit, talk about things, life, the universe, all that good stuff. So that's going to wrap it up now. Until next time, this is Nerdy Gentleman, reminding you to game happy. Thank you guys so much for hanging out and joining me, and I will see you all later. Bye, guys. Say bye, Panda. Say bye again, because it didn't hear you.
Bye. Why do they not hear me?
It's on the first time you say it. If you don't say anything in a while, if you just say one word, I guess it doesn't pick it up. So, Carol, I appreciate you being here, bud. All right, bye, guys.
Goodbye.
Gentlemen.
Yeah, man. That blows. That blows.